In this course, I use a wide range of hand tools and materials to make a professional violin. So you might be wondering, where do I source these things? I'm quite fortunate to live in Cremona, which means that it's quite easy to get high quality stuff. Many times I don't even have to look for a provider, if not that the providers come directly to us, let's say. So for example, for the wood that I use for the top, the back and the neck and the ribs, I have a couple of suppliers that are close to the forest and I might go directly to them. And they don't have things such as emails, for example. Then if I need to get some tools, there are a couple of specific shops here in Cremona, which are Cremona Tools or Morassi, and they have absolutely everything we need. If not internationally, in let's say for Europe, there's a shop that's called Dictum, and they have as well a lot of things, especially for violin makers or for makers in general. But nevertheless, all these things are quite easy to get on many different websites. Then regarding things such as the bridge, the pegs, the tailpiece, the end pin, which we usually buy, I don't want to say half-made because it's not exactly that they are half-made. Some of the things such as the tailpiece is almost done. I only need to make some readjustments at the end. But then there are other things like the pegs or the bridges which need a lot of work afterwards. For example, this is a bridge, this is the way they sell the bridge companies, and it might look like it's finished, but there's a lot of work to do after this. And for example, the bridges, I get them at a company that's called Milostam, and I believe they make the best bridges in the world, but of course they're very expensive. So it's not something I would really recommend using for a first instrument. If not, that there's, for example, a very famous company, French, I think they're called Despieux, and they make very good bridges for a much cheaper price. Then regarding the pegs and the tailpiece and the end pin, as I was saying, I as well get the kind of the best quality I can find. So they are very expensive and it's not something I would recommend buying for our first instrument. If not, that I would just try finding what's in your local shop, because as well it's quite normal to mess up a peg or mess up with the first bridge and have to throw it away and then having to make a new one, or as I was saying, the peg making it too short or maybe breaking it, so then having to make a new one. There is one thing which we violin makers don't make, and that is the bow. The bow is made by bow makers who specialize in this art, which is quite different to violin making. So if you want to try the instrument, I would recommend buying a bow, and probably, and even though it sounds like it goes against almost everything that I believe, I would recommend buying a carbon fiber bow, because the quality is quite good considering how cheap they are. So that's it, and I hope you enjoy building.